All right, guys, so I am here today to talk about Lorien Health Services. I was recently employed by them, or not really. It was a very weird and strange experience for me. I'm kind of suffering anxiety about it because I feel very much so Kanye Wested. And it's disheartening because let's get into it. Okay, so the process of hiring through them was roughly about 2 months. I had corporate orientation recently after sending in paperwork and filling out different things. I had orientation with them at the corporate office. That was pretty decent. They served breakfast. They fed us lunch. We got COVID tested. They drew my blood. They also gave me the Tdap vaccination. And it went on and I left. Okay. So then I was then scheduled for the skills training, the 25 skills training class, which I attended. I attended the skills training. Miss Denise was great. Like, she was so amazing. I really love her. Like, we still talk. I've been telling her about my experience, and she's been praying with me, and such a really nice, caring, genuine lady. So then after that, I was scheduled for the orientation at the location they were placing me at because they have several locations. I was going to be placed at the Lorien Ellicott City Lorien Ellicott City. It's called the Encore program. Or the Encore facility. So, I go to the orientation and, it wasn't as organized. I got there at 8:30 on time with another lady, and everybody else kind of trickled in closer to 9. They gave us some paperwork to fill out, which took roughly about 5 minutes. But after that, we were literally sitting there like central booking inmates waiting to get released from prison. With the CO literally walking back and forth every now and then saying something or another, but not like, okay, guys, sit down. We have a addendum, for today's meeting. That wasn't really the case. I got the impression that they didn't have everybody's records up to date. So I'm like, maybe this orientation is just to make sure they have all their paperwork. I wasn't quite sure what was going on because nothing was really explained. But there were certain questions asked did you get your shots, or, were you able to go do this? And certain employees, they were kind of getting stuff caught up on. So, but the people who had all of their stuff in, we were just sitting there. So around 10:30, Rhonda Cleveland, which I thought she was a black lady. She was not. She says, y'all could go ahead and just get something to eat or, take a coffee break or go to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay. Well, no, she said coffee break and bathroom break. Nothing about getting anything to eat. So I get down, the coffee station looked a little disheveled, touched over. So I asked the lady at the front desk, I said, hey, is there a Dunkin' Donuts nearby? And she was like, yeah, there's one right. And I'm like, well, is it far? Because I can't be gone too long. She's like, no, it's right there. So I Google it. It's a minute away. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just going to run, grab some frozen coffee, a donut, and some hash browns, and come right back, which is what I did. I felt like I was gone 10 minutes. Which, I would think is enough time for bathroom break and coffee. But she said I was gone 18 minutes. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was that long. Moving on. Never clocked in. This is just orientation. And don't get me wrong. I may be wrong for my judgment there. But when I got back, there was no disgruntled energy about what happened. So her first thing was like, hey, you're back. Let's go ahead and, we're doing the employee picture. She's like, oh, you went to Dunkin'? She's like, oh, girl, I do not like donuts. I don't know why I never could eat donuts. You know what I really like? Key lime. Her fave. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I have a huge sweet tooth. I could eat junk food all day. Cotton candy, me please. Candy corn, okay, so anyway. So everything was fine. I finished orientation. They ran a little bit over. I had to leave at 3:30 because that was what it was scheduled to. And I made arrangements for my kids to stay a little after school. But if they stayed longer, I had to pay. So I was just like, if I had known it was going to go to 3:45 or 4 o'clock, then I would have had somebody else pick my kids up. But the actual email said till 3:30. So it's 3:30. I must depart. So anyway, to make a long story short, there was a moment where Jim Hummer, who definitely gave little dick energy, and that his wife is definitely not fucking him anymore because he was a lot stiff. He was backed up or something. I don't know. But he comes in and he starts going over some of the same stuff we already heard. Seriously, dude. I don't like to feel like I'm stupid. I just don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, and then I would assume we were probably 25 and up, but the majority of the class was probably 30 and up. So it's like, can we just get our schedules so we can feed our families? And signed an employee handbook and read it at home. And if we didn't read it, then, okay. But come on. So I think Little Dick Energy Jim got upset at that part. And I think he's the one who looked into when I went to Dunkin' Donuts, or he asked the question I think he was the reason. I feel like Little Dick Energy Jim was the reason. But so I get this email on Friday to call or, check in. And I'm thinking, okay, this is the schedule and uniform and badge. Because she took my employee picture. Everything went fine. And it was like, we're not going to move forward with you because you went to Dunkin' Donuts. So I immediately boil. I'm like, why? Like, we can't talk about that, or that's not something we can discuss. Why? Yeah, no, it just, we've already made a decision. The gas money and the time I took out and the blood that I gave, you have my information. Now I'm feeling Kanye Wested. This is crazy. Are you serious right now? Like, did you not talk to Miss Denise? Because she loves me. Like, I would be great with your old people. And I really don't need the money because my family pays my bills, but I needed some income, but I wanted the career. So I was actually here for their actual program, what they're saying they're hiring for. Like, I was legitimately, I would have been great with being overworked for the minimum trash ass wage. Wouldn't even cover my rent. Okay. Like, what the fuck? I was the perfect candidate because I literally don't pay a car note, a car insurance, or anything. Like, I can get my hair done and nails done, and that's fine. I'll look forward to that. I'll treat myself to some lobster ravioli from Talgate once a week. Like, I was looking forward to the bare minimal because I was there for the career. So I was just like, what are we doing right now? And it made me want to beat the shit out of them. I don't like that feeling. Like, you wasted a lot of my time. You know what I mean? Like, BCCC is offering a free CNA GNA class right now. It Works has a free CNA online CNA GNA course right now. I could have drove an Amazon fucking van for $18.75 versus working $14 an hour for the educational purposes. But no, I heard about this company online. Didn't read their reviews on Indeed as I should, but I heard about this thing. And I was like, this is great. Like, this is going to be good. I was excited about it. I was thanking the Lord above. I'm finding my way. My parents don't have to pay my bills anymore. I'm going to figure it out. Give me a year or two, Mom and Dad. And I'm going to be flying because the CNAs and GNAs, you can maybe get $25 an hour. I don't know. I've been reading some good things. I could relocate to Arizona. They're paying $26 an hour. 27. You know what I mean? There was things in my future. So I'm like, at least I can go to work. And they're covering my tuition. It's all one good thing. I could be set up. No. So I'm calling around. Kim Washington was very snub and white privileged. It's an at-will state, so we can do what we want. I don't have to tell you anything. By Maryland state law, I don't even have to be considerate of your time or your feelings or your children, and just be a human for 2 seconds and say, I think it's really messed up, and none of that. And then it also kind of irritated me that Jim was like bragging about all these promotions. They're like, yeah, we had this girl who worked in dietary, and she ended up being the director of sales. She was white. You would never do that for a black person. Let's be for real. Because y'all didn't have people in there for 12, 13 years and they still right there in that same boat making that same little bit of ass money. And Rhonda was very loud and proud about the fact that agency versus Lorien, and she's like, I know they pay more, but... And I'm like, yeah, but people have bills to pay and kids to care for and daycare and car notes and car insurances and stuff. So, like, I think people would rather the more money, so at least they're putting up with your bullshit, but their check is right, versus the tuition, because there's so many programs. Like, there's so many programs out here right now that they're throwing away. Like, here, you can have it. Everybody can have it. So, I just felt like, I don't even know where I left off, but yeah, so they played in my face. And when I clicked on YouTube and I saw Lorien Health Services and this great, storyline, I said, well, I should do a video about Lorien Health Services from an employee perspective, just because I feel like it goes toe in toe. Good service comes with great employees relationships. And from the reviews on Indeed and my own personal experience and other nurses that I reached out to's experiences, I can't possibly see how they're Black employees that are happy at work doing a great job with your elderly people, because I just know how Black people are because I'm Black. And so, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm going to read you 2 of the reviews real quick. Hopefully I have time in this video clip. Hold on one second. Let me see what I can do. Hold on. I'm getting there. The first review says, it is terrible. And this was October 18th, 2022, Bel Air, Maryland. Former CNA/GNA employee says management does not care about resident neglect and will mandate you without compensation. I was told 20 minutes after I was supposed to leave, I had to work an extra 8 hours after already working 8. It says, worst place, CNA/GNA, former employee, Columbia, Maryland, April 28, 2022. The good is the company hired me without experience with promise to increase my pay when I obtained my state GNA license, which I thought was great. The bad, my pay was not increased with my state licensing. Their pay was $15 an hour, no flexible schedule, usually get canceled when they have too many staff. The leadership is terrible, not open for communication, and the staff is not working as a team. For me, it was a worse place to work. It says, let's see. I'll read one more and then I'll wrap this up. It says, low pay, not enough cases. CNA/GNA former employee to Timonium, Maryland, April 15, 2021. I worked here for almost 2 years. I'm in school, so it was convenient at first. The pay is extremely low, regardless of experience, which I have years of. There's some clients who are rude, and the company takes their side, so beware of that as well. Again, you have no voice, no room for a promotion if you're Black. And that was the thing for me. It's like, you're telling us there's room for promotion, and there's a room full of Black women here who have clearly never been promoted because they're sitting here looking for your low-ass pay. Kanye West was like coming out of me. Like, I wanted to be Kanye West, but I didn't. And the orientation went well until I was fired on my day off from a job I never really worked and or clocked in for going to Dunkin' Donuts and coming right back. And the lady told me she loved key lime pie. Fake and phony in my face. Like, if that wasn't some blackface ass shit, I don't even know. Rhonda Cleveland gives blackface all day. Like, I feel sorry for Ashanti, her side assistant, because she's Black or something, because she had nice graying hair, but I could tell her feature she was Black for sure. Maybe. But Rhonda's just like, girl, which well, you know how, like, it was so animated and she's always yelling. It was always an octave too high and nobody says anything. And I'm just like, so anyway, Kim Washington gave 0 fucks. Jim Hummer, little dick energy. I need his wife to fuck him immediately because he needs to loosen the fuck up. Like, sir, we've been sitting here. You don't even know how. Put cameras in the orientation room so that you can see how you're wasting the people's time. Not being structured and organized. I'm just saying. Like, granted, people need to work, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have to work as well. So you should be considerate of your employees your employees coming in, their time and their energy and them wanting to be here. So, keep the momentum up versus what I experienced, which was, it was an experience. Let's just say that. And I still want to know where my blood is. Like, I need to know where the fuck my blood is. Seriously. Because I don't even know if those pharmaceuticals were even real. I could be about to turn into a zombie. They shot me with something. I don't know. They said it was Tdap. I'm not sure at this point. So, yeah, fuck you, Lorien. And I hope that someone sees this before they consider that. And if, like I said, if you guys need resources, comment below. And I will find you all the free resources. Girl, work for Amazon. work for Amazon, get that good 18.25 they're offering because it's about to be peak season, and It Works is doing online classes right now for CNA GNA. You have to go in for, I think, 1 or 2 times for testing, or 3 times, but go to It Works, go to BCCC. They're all offering whatever Lorien claims their perks are, but their perks are really just, let's pay you nothing, let's slave the fuck out you, and give 0 fucks about you at the end. So yeah. Beware of Lorien for employment, and I wouldn't put my old people somewhere where the employees aren't happy. I'm not doing it. Okay? And I love old people. My grandmother's 96. I just did her hair last week, and she has Alzheimer's and dementia. And she can be a little mean, but it's kind of cute. So, I don't know. I thought I was a great candidate, and they missed out. So, fuck you, Lorien. Okay, so that was the end of my video. But one more thing, because I want to make sure I get it all out there, like, of the scammery. They also charge you, and as you can see, I'm very clean, like, very hypochondriac about cleanliness and whatever. I don't want anything used, honestly. But they charge you, I think, $9 or $18 out of each paycheck or something like that, or not $18 a month for used uniforms because they have the logo on them. So you have a subscription uniform service where women have bled and had their period and all kinds of things in these used goods that you have to pay for out of your already low income check. So I was just like, what are we doing? Why is nobody like looking into this? This is crazy. So this is all the things I was willing to put up with, and then for them to be like, no. I was like, ooh. Okay, so I'm sorry. I had to say that last part. I'm done with this video. If you guys have any other questions for me, like I said, comment below. If you want resources, we will work together so that we get somewhere good. I'm going to start doing this more often. I'm going to start reviewing bad customer service, bad employment experiences, because these things get overlooked. I think they need to bring Undercover Boss back or something where you're actually sneaking in there under disguise so you can see what people are going through, and not being able to relate to that when you're running a business is really disheartening, especially in the world that we live in today. Nobody wants to feel like Kanye West is feeling right now, being publicly lynched. Granted, he had an opinion, as I'm having right now, and I think everybody's entitled to that, especially if it's a bad review. I think people should get bad reviews sometimes. You just don't always get told you're doing a great job. Lorien, you are doing a horrible job when it comes to the service of the employees that have actually slaved for your corporation. You have a lot of immigrants there, people who come from other countries, a lot of people who come from other countries, African-American women who come from other countries who may not understand the level of disrespect that you guys display and how you're using them. So again, I'm just making sure I'm doing my part in my activism and my freedom of speech to be like, no ma'am, no sir, okay? So if I can use my platform to do so, hopefully this video will get some views, and it may help somebody when they type in Lorien Health Services. My video will pop up as well. And yeah. So again, I'm not saying that but the one Indeed employees did state that, resident neglect is not taken seriously. So at what point when you say things and the employer says, so what, are people going to keep saying things? Everybody's just going to come to work and get a free check and not really do their job. That's typically how it goes, black or white. I know I'm being very black and white, but as a human, you want to be treated fairly. Lorien Healthcare Services. People want to be treated fairly, okay? I was not treated fairly. You guys wasted my entire time, and my time is very valuable, and I was excited about this. And y'all said, fuck me, on my day off, and I never was hired. That's crazy to me. And you drew my blood, and you gave me a shot. Now, granted, I might have had to get that shot eventually, if that was even the real shot, but I'm confused now. I feel like, I don't know. I just don't know. So, here's truly Ashley Banks letting you guys have a review on this employer. I wouldn't do it. It's a no for me, okay? We're going to find some other things. Girl, work for Amazon, and if you want to become a nurse, you can do so. You can get both done. You can make decenter pay. If you were willing to take the $15 an hour from Lorien, you can make decenter pay. I don't know if decenter is a word, but you can make decenter pay and just still go to school and chase your dreams, okay? All right, ladies. Well, that concludes my video. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe, I suppose. I'm going to do more reviews pending how this video does, because people typically piss me off every day. And I think customer service is so huge. That's always been my position in life. And I treat people how I want to be treated. Okay? It's very key. You have to imagine, put yourself in these people's shoes. If you were Jim Hummer, if you were us that day and watched how orientation went, would you have not been slightly bored? Would your tailbone, because he was a skinny guy, would your tailbone not be irritating you sitting there like that all day to really not be doing much? I'm just, investigate the entire picture, okay? Because the word on the street is that you guys suck. So good luck with that. Bye.